We can now both reveal our cards and you can see that we were not both correct simultaneously. Hello and welcome to the unedited version of Matt Parker and James Grimes' anti-psychic video. You've probably already watched the main video, and in the middle we rapidly sped through most of the trials. So here they are in their long, unedited form.
So I'm going to look at the first card. I'm going to anti-transmit the colour to Matt, but I predict Matt has red.
I predict James has a red card.
Let's show off that card. Anti-transmit, and I predict that Matt has black.
This time I predict a black card.
This time I'm going to predict that Matt has a red.
I think he's got another black card.
And this time I'm going to predict Matt still has red.
Red.
Okay, using my anti-psychic link, I'm predicting Matt has red.
I'm going red again.
But this time I will predict, yeah, Matt has red.
I predict a red card.
And now I'm going to predict that Matt still red.
I predict James's card is black. This time I predict James's card is
Matt
red.
Matt has red again.
I'm pretty sure he's looking at a red card again.
Matt has red.
Oh, by the way, we're not going to make you watch every single one of these. James has a red card.
Matt has red.
I mean, you can watch every single one. I'll put the full footage up on my second channel. Black.
Matt has red.
And that means you can verify. You can go through and you can make sure we were never both simultaneously correct. Red.
I'm going crazy. Black.
But on this channel, we'll just fast forward through the rest so you don't have to watch them all.
Matt has black.
I think James has a red card.
Matt has black.
I think James has a black card.
Matt has red. So I'm going to now transmit, but predict Matt has red.
Red.
Now I'm going to predict, Matt has red.
Red.
This time, let's predict, Matt has black.
Red.
Now I'm going to predict, Matt has red.
Back to black.
This time I'll predict, just because I like it, let's stick with red.
Red.
But now I feel like a change. I predict Matt has black.
Red.
This time I'm going to predict Matt has black.
I'm going to stick with predicting red.
And this time I'm predicting Matt has black.
I think the next one's black. Although I predict that his next card will be red.
Matt has red.
Pretty sure James's next card shall be black.
Matt has red.
Up next, you'll be amazed that James has a black card.
Matt has black.
Maybe you won't be amazed. The fact that you're watching a long version of this, I mean, good on you. Black.
Matt has red.
I mean, thanks for verifying we actually did this and we never were both correct. Red.
Matt has black.
Gotta do less chat, more predicting. I'm gonna stick with red this time.
Matt has black.
Pow. Up next, James shall have a black card.
Matt has red.
I suspect James is sending me the energy of a black card.
Matt has red. Now I'm going to predict that Matt has, let's stay red.
I predict red.
I think Matt has black.
I predict black.
This time I'm going to predict that Matt has red.
I predict red. Always mixing it up.
And this time I will predict Matt has black.
I'm going to cease mixing it up. Red.
I'm going to predict Matt has red.
I predict a red card.
And this time let's stick with red.
Red again.
So I'm feeling a strong anti-psychic connection. I'm predicting red. What could it be? I'm predicting Matt has black.
Let's get ready to predict the card as red. I predict James's next card shall be red again.
I predict Matt has red.
I'm pretty sure James's next card will be black.
Matt has red.
The card James is looking at is black.
Matt has red.
James's next card shall be black. Oops.
Matt has red.
James's next card, black.
Matt has red.
Up next, James's top card is red.
Matt has black.
I think James's card is red.
Matt has black.
I predict James's final card is black.
Matt has black. Okay, we're getting into our last few cards now. I'm predicting Matt has red.
Red, not final card, I lost count.
And we're getting near the end, so it's exciting. Matt has black.
Yep, sticking with red.
Couple more predictions. Matt has black.
I predict James's card is black.
And this is it. This is the last card, and I'm predicting that Matt has red.
I'm getting black.
One last check to see if that worked. And there we are. We went through all 52 cards, and at no point were we both able to correctly predict the other person's colour. And the chance of that happening is
So there you are. That is the unedited version of the footage. Well, unedited other than, of course, I've put them side by side. And for the record, I did just use the clap when I was on the phone with James at the beginning to line it up. Everything else plays out exactly as it is. And I really appreciate the sorts of people who will sit down and double check everything that I do. So thank you so much for watching this extra video all the way to the end. If you have a theory for what we were doing, or you've managed to spot the random sequence that we've hid in the video, I recommend commenting on the main channel, where it's more likely that I and indeed other people will see it. But of course, feel free to comment on my second channel here if you want. I do also try to read all the comments and reply to some over on this channel. I should finally mention that if you're one of my Patreon supporters, I actually had a GoPro. It's kind of just to my left, so it's just right of frame, just to the right of that cupboard with the football and the climb bottle on it. And that was filming everything I was doing and my setup. So if you're prepared to risk some spoilers and you do want to see how we actually did this, and I assure you we were not cheating, you can head over to my Patreon. I'll link to that below, and if you're a supporter, you can see that footage. Thank you so much, everyone who supports me on Patreon. And just, if you don't, that's fine, by the way. Thank you so much who watches all of my videos right to the end, even on the second channel. You're my people. If you have been,
Thanks for watching.